What's up guys, it's Megan. I hope you're having a magical day. Today we are doing the Disney villains tag. I'm very excited to do this. As many of you know, I'm a huge fan of the Disney villains. This tag was previously done by my friends Terryn and Rawan. Rawan is from the Disney Damsels and Terryn is from Twinkle Bell Terryn. I will link their video down below as well as the original tag video. Also, I am doing this tag in collaboration with my friend Katelyn, who is also known as MissDisneyMama. I will leave her information down in the description. And if you guys are interested in doing this tag, I will leave all of the information down below. Okay, so let's just hop into it. I'm very excited for this tag. The first question is, who is your favorite villain and why? My favorite villain probably has to be the Evil Queen. I'm a huge fan of Snow White. I love the Evil Queen. I love her personality, her look, the way that she's very commanding. I love the poison apple and how iconic that is. I also love the fact that she is the first Disney villain. When I was growing up, my mom used to dress up as the Evil Queen for Halloween every year. So I think with that image, just like the connection to my mom, and then just loving the icon of the poison apple, connecting it back to how symbolic the Evil Queen was for the first Disney villain, I have to pick her. She's so awesome. Okay, number two, a villain you would love getting in trouble with. Ooh, I mean, it'd be pretty cool to get in trouble with Hades. I mean, I feel like he gets into a lot of trouble already, as with many of the villains, but I feel like I would have to get in trouble with Hades, or maybe like, I don't know, Oogie Boogie. They seem like a lot of fun. Or Dr. Facilier. I feel like they're always doing something, so they feel like a lot of fun to me. Okay, number three, a villain's bad side you wouldn't want to get on. I feel like there are a lot of really bad villains, but probably not Jafar. I feel like because he's some sort of sorcerer, he could, you know, turn you into something like snakes. I don't like snakes, but I don't know. I also don't really like Jafar that much as a villain. I know that a lot of people do, so please don't take that personally. He's just not for me. I don't like him as much as, say, Evil Queen or maybe Hades, but I definitely wouldn't want to be on his bad side. He's a pretty bad guy. Okay, number three, my favorite villain's quote. I feel like it has to come down to Magic Mirror on the Wall, who's the fairest one of all, because I mean, I love the Evil Queen. I think that's such an iconic line. It's really infamous. But then also the line from Scar where he's like, I'm surrounded by idiots. So that's also a really funny quote. I just think about Scar, and sometimes I feel like saying that out loud, but that would be inappropriate. But I love that he verbalized that for us. Number five, favorite villain song. This is really difficult for me as I love most of the villain songs, but the one that comes to mind for me, or at least the most, is the Oogie Boogie song. I really love the beat to it, the melody, everything song. Like, I love how entertaining it is, and I don't know, I just love that like jazzy feel about the song. I think it's really, really witty, and I don't know. I'm just like, I'm looking at my Oogie Boogie popcorn bucket right now, and he would agree with me. He says the Oogie Boogie song. Okay, number six, the most relatable villain. I feel like for me, I don't know if I would consider them villains, but probably Anastasia and Drizella. I know that the evil stepmother is technically the villain of Cinderella, but sometimes I group them into, I mean, they definitely have to be grouped in with the villains. Oh, they're amazing. I feel like Anastasia in particular, she's someone I connect to more, but I just think they're the most relatable people. They're hilarious, and if you haven't met them in the parks yet, you really need to. They're so entertaining. They're just like, they're giant goofballs, and who isn't a giant goofball? I mean, I am, but I would definitely say those two. Okay, number seven, most overrated villain. Going back, I mean, I don't hate Jafar, but I feel like he's very overrated. I think he is a bad guy, but I see other villains. I dictate how I like villains based on their personality, not how bad they are or their actions. So for me, I feel like sometimes he could be kind of overrated. but I know a lot of people like him, so that's totally okay if you like him. My personal opinion, I think Jafar is kind of overrated. Sorry. Most underrated villain, number 8. I feel like that has to either be Dr. Facilier or Hades. Both of them are really, really cool guys. Dr. Facilier is so awesome. If you guys haven't seen Princess and the Frog, it's a must-do. His song is also really awesome. But then I also really like purple, so everything is purple. I love that he does like all his voodoo magic. He's just a really cool guy. And then Hades, like I said, he's awesome. He's so funny. I could see myself hanging out with him and Pain and Panic for the day. His personality is me, like flaming hair, and there's like, oh, okay, I'm cool, and just like, I would totally wear his merchandise. I would wear Hercules merchandise and let Pain and Panic Hercules merchandise. I wouldn't care, but they're two really awesome, underrated villains. Okay, number 9, favorite villain scene in a movie. Ooh, because I'm trying to do these off the top of my head. The first one that's coming to me is when Scar and Simba are at the top of Pride Rock and they're like literally battling to the death, and there's like fire engulfing Pride Rock. I think that's probably one of the most iconic villain scenes. I'm trying to think of other ones, maybe Snow White and the old hag with the apple, but probably one of those two scenes because that's what's popping into my head first, so must be important. Okay, number 10, if you could choose any movie to watch from that villain's perspective, what movie would you choose and what would it be called? For me, I think it would be pretty cool to be Maleficent or maybe Ursula, to be able to change, or like any character that literally like changes form, to be able to become a dragon or to be able to become Vanessa. I just think it'd be really cool to view that character's perspective, to change from a human figure to an animal or something like that. So probably I guess I'm leaning more towards Maleficent. She's pretty cool. She have those horns. And I don't know, it'd be like Megan's dragon instead of Pete's dragon, or I don't know, hot stuff with Megan. Like fire breathing, I don't know, this is a mess. But probably one of those two ladies. I think they're really cool, and I mean, I think all the villains are cool, but really any villain's perspective, I think it would be really cool to turn into a dragon though. Okay, number 11, favorite villain merchandise. I do collect a lot of villains things, villains themed things, t-shirts, popcorn buckets, you name it, but I probably have to say my favorite thing is my villains pins. I tend to collect pins for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Halloween, and the villains, so I have a lot of Disney villains pins. Some of them are my absolute favorite. I just love them so much. I definitely should do an all villains pin board. That would be amazing. Okay, my least favorite villain, number 12. Going back to Jafar, I'm so sorry for people that like Aladdin. I'm not a huge fan of Jafar, but I'm also not a huge fan of Frollo or Stromboli. Frollo in particular, I don't like his attitude towards Quasimodo. I think he's really mean, and I mean, Out There is one of my favorite Disney songs, but saying to Quasimodo, you are deformed, you are ugly, I don't know. I'm not all about that negative life. I think you should be positive, but I mean, we're talking about Disney villains here, so I would probably have to say one of those three. I'm not a huge fan of Stromboli either. He kind of freaks me out. Similar to Jafar, he just looks so creepy, and I just don't like him, so yeah, those are my 3 least favorite. My favorite villain sidekick, number 13. These definitely have to be Pain and Panic. They are hilarious, and they always say if is good. And I love their humor. I love their attitude towards life. I love I don't know. They're amazing. They just remind me of some of my friends and me always getting into some sort of shenanigans. So that was the tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to head over to Katelyn's video. I'm sure she has some amazing answers as well. It was so much fun for me to do, so thank you to everyone who has either started this tag or done this tag, so it's made its way to me and Katelyn. I'm just really excited to answer questions about Disney villains. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a magical day. Once again, if you are interested in completing this tag, please let me know. I would love to watch your video. We'll leave all the questions down below, and I will leave the link to Katelyn's channel down below as well, so go check out her video. Thank you guys, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Come on up, guys.
Oh, hi, honey.
My next time, please. I did 93.